going on around here. I'll be all a mess. And my boards all kind of have like I got stuff scratched out now on my board and all that. Hey everybody, we're gonna have a fun show today. I recorded a new sound effect for it, so strap in. We're glad you're here, by the way. Happy Wednesday. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. Currently, the video, I can't tell what video's on the TV. I have a video, 80s video channel going on my big TV, and I can't tell which one this is. We Didn't Start the Fire was on earlier. Man, I love that video by Billy Joel.
Mm-hmm. I like Uptown Girl's video. I don't know why, but
yeah, well, it's because it got Christy Brinkley.
Yeah, it's got his ex-wife in there. But it's just like it has like a little. It's just weird. Like they're just like in a parking garage, like a mechanics, like.
Yeah, well, We Didn't Start the Fire. Like he's just sitting, like in the whole video, just kind of like looking as a third person, like this.
I'm gonna record another podcast, so Scotty Boy or whatever stuff we love. Like I hop on there every now and then. So I gave him a topic like a year ago. We did like our top 5 music videos, kind of like what we're gonna do tonight in a way. And we did our top 5 like music videos, and we had a riot doing it. Like you should come on, and like you would love like doing that.
I totally love it. Thriller. Aha, take on me.
I think I had Aha in mind. I mean, the thing is, it ended up being like all 80s because that's like
the best. Money for Nothing by Dire Straits.
See, I don't even know that video.
It was like one of the first ones that used like computer people.
Yeah,
it's so bad when you look back at it.
Yeah, I had Beat It by Michael Jackson on mine too because they had like the West Side Story theme and
Billie Jean.
Like the Huey Lewis and the News had some great music videos. Like If This Is It, where they're like on the beach.
Yep.
So good. Yep. Hall & Oates has some great music videos too.
I love Hall & Oates always. Yes. Tiffany.
So that's what we're going to do on Sunday night's live show. We're going to talk about music videos.
We do totally. Oh my gosh. He wants let's see, Jason wants your sweatshirt, Scott.
He probably wants yours.
Yeah. Oh, you think? I have yours. They just don't have it on right now. Well, they've got at the same time.
Now, I have a Disney Cruise Line one like this too.
I want the Disney Cruise one like that. That's a Nike one, right?
Yeah, it's a Nike one. Yeah. It's basically the same thing. It just has like Disney Cruise Line in the logo, like right here.
That's what I want.
Dude, there probably is going to be like some sweet like Wish Nike polos or something. Like, dude, I gotta.
See, I've been saving my Disney gift cards from Christmas, but I'm probably going to spend them at Disneyland next week. I intentionally didn't take them to Marathon. I didn't take them to Princess. I didn't take them to the AP. I'm like, I'm saving them, but I'll take them to Disneyland, but we'll see. It's going to be cold. Like the high is only like 60.
Crazy.
I know. Dude, they're getting hit. They get a tornado out there this afternoon.
Dude, I had like a very serious, like, Rise of the Resistance, like Guardians of the Galaxy experience with booking something for DC this morning. So like you can book like the Washington Monument, like you can like go up in it, kind of like the arch, and they go on sale. It's free, but you have to like register for it at 10 a.m. 30 days before your experience. So ironically, that was like today for us. And they were gone in like 5 seconds. It was like seriously, like it was like trying to get a virtual boarding queue to do this. I got in though. I got one. So
that's cool. Oh my God.
It's so funny. And then they were gone in like 5 seconds. And like then tomorrow they'll do it again for the next day. They'll be gone in 5. It's just funny. It was like Disney trained me for that moment.
And that's it. So there's no standby or anything. Like
so they'll do like same day standby, I guess, but like you got to get there like super early, waiting a long line. So so this worked out good. I have a 10 to 10:30 time slot. We just show up. Dude, you go up 50 floors. To the top.
It's an elevator though, right?
So it's basically like I watched the video. It's very similar to the arch, but except the elevator is like different. Because in the arch, I think we were like in these like cubbies or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a pod and it steps you up.
Here you just go like straight up.
Yeah. How tall is it? Does it say?
I think it's a little shorter than because isn't the arch like 600 and something?
630 feet tall and wide between the legs.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. This is like 500 and something. So
cool. We got something bigger. Just kidding. And cooler looking. I mean, the Washington Monument's okay, but I mean, we got an arch. That's not really all we have. I mean, we got the arch and the Cardinals. About it. We got a soccer team that's killing everybody. I don't know what's up with that. Our soccer team's like 4-0. It's first ever.
Soccer's awesome, man.
I can't watch soccer. I've watched enough soccer with Paige. Man, sit out there and freeze for 2 hours and nobody would score. It'd be like a 0-0 game. I'm like, are you kidding me? We sat here. There's still no goal scored. I got frostbite.
Dude, that's exciting though. I mean, minus the like being cold, but
her games were not exciting. And she was
it's just so intense. Like, oh man, like when someone's gonna score, and then like a big play happens, and a good defender comes in and sweeps it. Like, it's just awesome. Like, I love it.
I think I'm too old for soccer. Baseball is my jam. Yo, now see, Jason's right. Ted Lasso did help. Ted Lasso did help. I agree with that. I think Ted Lasso helps a lot of people with soccer. I haven't seen season 3 though, so don't say anything about it because I'm saving it. Now that the World Baseball Classic's over, I'm gonna try to get it going here before baseball season starts, like next week. Did you watch a game last? Because I know we were having old fashions, but did you see the game?
Awesome. Wade ended up calling me, and I was on the phone with Wade, and I was like getting like updates from him. Yeah, on the game.
Man, that was a good game.
It was weird. Like I never like talked to people on the phone, and like you and I like were on FaceTime for a while, and then Wade called me. I'm like, Emily was like on the phone, like helping someone with their homework. I was like, what is going on? This is weird.
I know we got to start, but here's the thing. I thought about this today. Pam thinks I'm an alcoholic now because I was talking about this at dinner. I think I have, because we don't have that orange bitters. We just have like the plain bitters or whatever. Like I don't know what it was, but it wasn't orange like yours.
You need the orange.
Recipes, I see orange, right? In the pictures.
Yeah.
So we don't have that. So I was thinking of my next one, what I'm going to do is instead of using the orange peels, like Paige just like took the potato peeler and like peeled the skin. And I don't think it gave it much taste. What if I just took like a sliver of like an orange wedge and just put in there? Would that be too much orange?
No, I think it'd be good. I think that's the beauty of like craft cocktails, Mike. You can just like experiment and like make it your own. Like
Pam's like, I'm calling like Alcoholics Anonymous on you. I'm like, I had one old fashioned. She's like, yeah, but it took over like your night. Like it's all you're talking about. I'm like, it was fun.
I know that was the first thing you said to me today. Like that was fun last night.
It was. And Paige is like, did you order the ice thing yet? I'm like, oh dang it, I forgot to order that today.
Yeah, because people were kind of trolling you a little bit on your ice, but like it was your first time. I'm like, I'll give you some slack.
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. I'll probably have another one tonight because I got all the stuff. Okay, let's do this. It's gonna be fun.
I wish you had the Buffalo Trace. I wonder if they don't sell it like in Missouri. I wonder if there's like certain places you can get it. You know,
you just went to the grocery store that's around the corner, so. Yeah. I mean,
I think the Elijah Craig will work. Like, I really want to get you to like that Angel's Envy bottle. You know, that'll be some good stuff too.
I mean, I don't know the difference, to be honest. Yeah, so
I am signed up for bourbon on the ship. That was one thing I got. So
I might have to sign up for that. I'll have to get in there because I didn't.
It was gone.
Oh, it's gone now.
Yeah. So and like I felt bad, like because Jared wanted to do a couple of these things, and like Liz doesn't drink the bourbon, so I was like, if you want to, he messaged me like right away. Dude, can I get in if you have a +1? I was like, yeah, you can do it. But
you know what, though? Like a lot of times you just go to that thing and they'll let you.
I know you kind of just show up.
Yeah, we always do that. I'm not worried about that. I didn't think about bourbon because I was just.
Yeah, I would love. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'll get in. I'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it. Okay, let's do this. This is 22:59. All right, here we go. So by this time, this will be Monday. So we'll be down to the Final Four.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to.
Michigan State plays tomorrow, baby. Hello?
Yeah, tomorrow is Thursday. I was trying to think
I thought you like froze up like you were gone.
What day of the week it was, dude. You locked me up when you said
need to record another podcast for the following Monday if you're going to be in Disneyland.
No, because I got the guy recording with me next Tuesday.
Oh, before you go.
So I'm gone Wednesday, but I get back Saturday, so I won't miss any shows. Because I've already talked to the guy.
Cool.
So it was a commercial. Huh. I've never seen a commercial on that thing. So anyway, yeah. So. But I won't say anything about Michigan State, dude, because I want to jinx your team because I'm terrible about that. And I will not. But I'll just say,
let's not even talk about it.
We can't. Well, I mean, we can't. I mean, generalities.
Like Scott might be booking a ticket to Houston. Who knows?
That'd be good. See, okay, all right, here we go. Let's do this. Welcome to episode 2259 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Monday to you. Hope you had a great weekend and enjoyed some college basketball, maybe some time outside. It's your last weekend without Major League Baseball. Opening day happens a little bit later this week for your team there. If you're a baseball fan, we've made it through the long off season. We also had a great World Baseball Classic last week to kind of tide us over. So it's kind of a great time to be a sports fan, and it's also a great time to be a Disney fan. A lot of folks heading down for spring break or looking forward to summer vacations as school starts to get into the home stretch. Kind of unbelievable. So today we're going to get you excited for your next Disney vacation, even if it's next week, next month, or if it's just still off in the great unknown. We're going to have some fun talking Disney. So joining me today, it's your friend of mine, my buddy ScottyG. Scott, what's going on? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Mike. You're going to Disneyland later this week. How exciting is that? I know you threw an offer out there for me to come, but it's just going to be hard with like the amount of PTO and vacation we have planned, or else, man, I would be there. I would love to hang with you at Disneyland. So I hope you have a good time.
You always know any solo trip can always be a duo trip. And with me, because we have a good time together. And yeah, I'm excited because, the agency was, asked if they could have representation out there. I said, hey, I can go. So we're going to get to check out all the Disney 100 stuff. So the new World of Color editions, the new nighttime parade over at Disneyland. We're going to see Toontown, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway out on the West Coast version. We're going to get to see it's not called the Food and Wine Festival at California Adventure, but the equivalent. So we're going to see all those things that if you're heading out to the West Coast here over the next few months, give you a little preview. I'm doing the hard work so that you don't have to.
I like it. Yeah, and I'm sure you'll go live on Instagram or be sharing stuff, and it'll be funny because it'll probably be like midnight, and then you'll be like, "Oh, I'm here at World of Color," and I'm gonna have to tune in and watch, and then be tired the next day. But
I can't wait. But I just realized, so I'll be out there Wednesday to Friday. So make sure you're following me at BRGuestMike on Instagram and Twitter. But I'll be out there for Cardinals opening day, which is it is a holiday in St. Louis. It's a huge thing. So I'm gonna have to represent with my Cardinal gear while
is it a home opener for them this year, or because what
if
they were like playing the Dodgers or like the Angels, and then you just happen to hop over there and watch?
I'm almost positive it is their home opener, and I know we're playing the Blue Jays.
Oh, okay,
so
you'll be far away from it no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll be wearing my Cardinal stuff, proudly representing as I'm out there. But yeah, it's like, oh man, because we always do it, but even if we don't ever have tickets. But we always, make hot dogs at home that night for dinner and have peanuts and, all that stuff the thing is too, here's what I hate about opening day. And then we'll get right to the topic of that's at hand. And I'm sure this is how you guys do opening day too, because I guess this is like a Major League Baseball rule thing. Like you get so excited for the season to start, but the next day the team's off, right? Is that how it is for you? Because I think they do that in case of a rain out, so they can do opening day.
Where we play, yeah, probably for you too. Like out in like the warmer climates or the dome stadium, they don't do that. But yeah, you always have the next day off in case if it does get delayed due to weather, you have a backup date. Yep, exactly right.
Oh, it's like, yes, the season has started. Okay, you're off tomorrow.
Like, the atmosphere is so good. I mean, like people like just take off work. It's like a national holiday, or local holiday, whatever you want to put it. And like, yeah, the bars are open early in Detroit and everything. I mean, it's just like the atmosphere is like no other. It's pretty epic. It's pretty awesome.
Do you guys, real quick, in Detroit, do you guys have like any like a special thing that you guys do? Like in St. Louis, we always have the Clydesdales because long time ago, Anheuser-Busch owned the Cardinals, and so the Budweiser cart, that's pulled by the world famous Clydesdales, the big horses, does a lap, and St. Louis loses their mind over the Clydesdales. We love them, but is there something special for you? Do they
not that I can recall? Like, I mean, we have our big thing for like Thanksgiving when the Lions have their home game. We have like the big parade, and things like that. But for opening day for the Tigers, off the top, any Michiganders in here want to correct me? I love to know, but I can't think of any like real tradition other than let's play ball.
That works. All right. Miggy's last year, so let's hope he has a big one.
I know. That's exciting. I mean, you just had Pujols' last season, so this is going to be cool to have Miggy do his farewell tour. They pulled in the fences for him a little bit, so let's see if he gets some more homers this year. But he's a Hall of Famer, great guy. He's like my most recent era, like favorite Tiger. If you remove the 80s and the 90s since the 2000s, he's my favorite Tiger. So it's going to be fun seeing him wrap up his final season.
That might be a ploy just to get him to play one extra year. Like,
maybe
we'll bring the fences in 10 feet each year. You decide to stick around or something.
Then, hey, who knows? Like, I might be able to make the roster.
That's great. I love it. As a pitcher, you're just like, no, don't do it. Anyway. All right. So today's topic, we're going to have a lot of fun. This is going to be an interactive show. So again, get in touch with us on Instagram, but especially Twitter, because that's where we're always there a few times a day at Epscott, EPSCOT, at BRGuestMike. If you're not following, please do. But we're going to do 3 different quick mini drafts. We're going to do a draft because actually football, NFL draft season is coming up really rapidly here in the next few weeks. All the college football players we drafted to their NFL teams. And we're going to draft. We have 3 topics. We've been thinking about this for at least 17 minutes and went back and forth. We've already cut 2 topics for later. We think we have 3 great topics, and the way this is going to work is that we're going to bounce back and forth. We're going to take turns who gets the first pick, and we're going to pick 5 per side under these 3 topics. And then we're going to put it out on social media, and you can tell us which one, Scott or myself, had the better team, had the better draft in each of these 3 categories. All right. So our 3 categories, just so you know that we're going to go, just so you can have it off the top. First round, we're going to draft the best Walt Disney World pools. So we're going to go around property and draft the best pools. We get 5 picks each. The second draft is going to be Walt Disney World lounges. So lounges around property is the second round. And finally, which we're very excited for, the final draft for today will be extinct experiences or people from Walt Disney World. So we are going to get ready for that. We're going to start with pools, and let's see. So Scott will have the first pick in the best pools of Walt Disney World. You're on the clock.
Love it. I think the committee, by the way, or I don't know how it was determined, if it was a coin flip or what, or you were just very kind that you gave me the first pick for pools, because I think this is where you're going to see the biggest difference in anything. And I don't think it's any surprise to anyone with the first pick of the 2023 springtime draft for Walt Disney World. I'm going with Stormalong Bay at the Yacht and Beach Club. I mean, I don't know what I can say that we haven't said already. It's like it's a huge like water park, really. You know, you got the lazy river, you got the sand bottom pool. You can just hang out there all day. It's a good thing to do on a non-park day. You know, you just hang out the pool, you get your beaches and cream, you snack, you lounge, you swim, repeat, have a cocktail. It's just an awesome day to hang. I guess if I had to say like a negative about it, Mike, might be like some of the depth of that pool for younger kids, right? It's kind of like you could be kind of worried, like if you have like a young child, you don't want to let them roam free basically in that pool. You got to like make sure you're watching them at all times, which you should be doing at any pool anyway. But outside of that, I mean, it's the best pool. Like I would assume that this would have been your number 1 pick too, Mike.
It would have been, because you can spend a full day there. I mean, it's a mini water park. It's sand bottomed. You know, it's characters pop in and out of there from time to time. It's huge. It's got the flying jib slide, which is,
I didn't even mention this. The flying jib. I love that slide.
Adults love it. Kids love it. I mean,
there's a nice little kid area back there too. Like that's the thing. Like the thing just expands and goes on forever. Like you've been hanging out in the pool, you cross the pathway, and there's the entrance to the slide and like a little kid pool area too. It's just awesome.
Yes, I mean, I'll be honest. I know we're gonna have to go quicker if we're gonna do all these picks, but here's the thing: like, so we're doing, you know, a pre-cruise stay and a post-cruise stay for the podcast cruise, but my girls don't have tickets, so Magic Your Way tickets aren't going to work for both stays, right? Because if we get them tickets pre-cruise, they won't be good post-cruise. So we're gonna have to either go to the parks before or after, but not both. So I'm trying to decide like where to stay for both stays, and I'm considering Yacht Club for one of the stays, just because we might do Typhoon Lagoon one day, then hang out at Stormalong Bay the other day, then cruise. You know, just like going 2 or 3 days early, do that kind of stuff. Disney Springs, because that you know, you could totally spend the whole day there. And
that sounds like a great vacation, just doing that.
Like, yeah, and then you know, after the cruise, we could do the parks or something like that. So I mean, that's definitely thinking of that. So hang with me though. Don't give me up on this one yet, because I'm still coming back. Okay, my first round pick. I'm going to try this again. Hopefully, it doesn't get I know the levels got really loud there, but I'll try to keep everything under control here. My first round pick is the Polynesian's pool. I think it's called the Lava Pool, but it's the feature pool over the Polynesian, recently refurbished. It's got a fun slide. When you're in this pool, you can see Cinderella Castle. You can see the ferry taking people across Seven Seas Lagoon. It's got a great poolside bar, and it's got a lot of seating around the outside. It's a great pool area. And you're at the Polynesian. You have the palm trees. You got the rustic colors of the longhouses. So I enjoy that one a lot. So I'm going Polynesian Village pool, feature pool, my first round pick. Back to Scott.
That's a great pick. Yep. Can't add much more to there. For my second pick, I call it, I think it has more of an official name, but I still call it the dig site at Coronado Springs.
That's still the name.
Okay. I thought it had like some weird, like Mar-a-Lago. I don't even know. Like it had like some like really long, like syllable thing, but I call it the dig site.
I think somebody else lives at Mar-a-Lago, but that's,
I had that all wrong, but yeah. But yeah, so the dig site, you know, you got a hot tub there too, which is pretty cool, you know. at your moderate resorts there. So normally I'm there and it's like 110 degrees. So I don't even want to think about that hot tub. But speaking of hot, you can get hot food there, which is nice. And you can get those cocktails. You can get those great margaritas. And I love the slide. The Jaguar slide is quite possibly my favorite Walt Disney World pool slide. So you can see me hanging out at the dig site all the time.
In Swansea Searcher in the live chat threw that out there and said that was a great pick. All right, my second round pick is going to be, man, you went to a moderate already. That's kind of interesting. So we have 2 deluxes at a moderate. My second round pick is going to be, I got a couple in mind. I'm going to go with the feature pool. Again, they all have names and I'm terrible at the names, but it's feature pool at Wilderness Lodge. I like this pool again because it's kind of in the U there of the main lodge. The rooms that look out on it are the courtyard view rooms. It's got another fun slide. We spent time there. You can watch the geyser go up from the pool. You can walk right over to the Roaring Fork if you want to. There's outdoor seating right next to the pool. There's a waterfall as you look up towards the lodge. It's beautiful. It does kind of looks out towards Bay Lake. It's very big. I like that pool as well. So I'm going to go Wilderness Lodge feature pool.
That's
so
awesome.
Both mine are in the Magic Kingdom area so far.
Yeah. So I'm going to stick with the Magic Kingdom area, and this is going to be kind of interesting. This is pick number 5 overall, and it's the second pool at one of these resorts. I'm going with the DVC pool at the Polynesian.
You're going like a sleeper pick here.
Yeah, I mean, I was worried it was going to come off the board, so that's why I'm just going early with it, because I would hate to lose this pool because it's an amazing pool. I mean, it's kind of called a quiet leisure pool, but there's cabanas there, and the bar is there too. So if you want to get a lapu while you're just relaxing, it just has more like a chill, like low-key vibe outside of like the main feature pool, and that's why it's actually my favorite at the Polynesian. So I'm going with the leisure pool at the Poly.
That's a good pool. Okay, so that's a good one. So my third pick, man, where am I going with this one? Because I still got a couple that I'm deciding between, but I'm going to go to a moderate because I haven't done that yet, and I'm going to get away from the Magic Kingdom area. I'm going with the pirate themed pool over at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. It is so well themed. It's got the turrets. It's got a little kids area with the dumping buckets. I remember because Mallory freaked out when she was a little kid. We got her in there, and that bucket dumps a lot of water, and it just came down and almost knocked her over. I just remember that she, didn't want to go back in. It was a whole thing, but kids have a good time there. You also have the Banana Cabana right next door. You have, all the main parts. It's right next to the food court, the stores. It's really close to everything. And you can look out over the lake there. You can walk across the bridge to the little playground out on that island. But that pool, that's about as close as you can get to like swimming in the Pirates of the Caribbean kind of feel.
Yeah.
And it's really good at night. So I'm going to throw that one in there as my third pick. Feature pool, Caribbean Beach.
Great pick, Mike. Love that one. I think I would have DVC Old Key West calling me on the phone if I did not list this one. Granted, I love all the quiet pools there, but I'm not going to go quiet pool here just for the fun of the draft. I'm going with the Sandcastle pool. And it's an awesome chill vibe. You know how it is at Old Key West, Mike. Like, you got the Caribbean, like steel drum music happening when you're at the pool. Gurgling Suitcase is just a short walk away. You bring your cocktail. If you have the right seat, you're looking at those gorgeous palm trees as you come into the resort, off the Sassagoula River there. It's just a awesome chill place. And that Sandcastle pool, I mean, the slide is really cool too. It's like a Mickey slide.
It is.
Really like that slide too. And yeah, it's just I've had so many great memories there. So I got to go with Sandcastle pool.
That was going to be my next pick, but I was holding it off. I was trying to wait on it one more time, but I waited too long. It came off the board. That's a great pick. That is just a very chill hanging out. It feels like you're just it fits the resort perfectly. You're just kind of chilling there. Nobody's in a hurry. Everybody's it's pool day. Let's just chill. It's kind of like, Stormalong Bay is kind of the same way, kind of same vibe. A little bit more hectic over there though. Okay, so my fourth pick, let me think. Man, where do we go here? Because I got a couple still. I'm going to go with the feature pool at the Grand Floridian. And now this pool's not super fancy, but it does have Mallory, Paige, and I spent a day there during COVID when we went down for that restart cruise, and they put us up there for the night. We didn't have theme park tickets, so we had nothing to do but swim. and we just stayed in that pool all day and we had the best time because it's really not there's really nothing special. I don't even think there was a slide in that pool.
I don't know. So we're staying at the Grand Floridian for the first time before the cruise, so I'm excited to check this one out. And I don't know if there is a slide. I can't speak with 100% certainty.
But it does have a nice bar there that does serve hot food. It's got music playing, the Grand Floridian style music. And it was just, I mean, it was one of those things like, this is the opposite. This kind of gives me a little variety in my team here. A lot of these other pools are kind of like chaotic and crazy, like Caribbean Beach. That pool is going to be wild. It's going to be fun, but you're going to have a lot of kids, a lot of scream. This one didn't seem to have as much like screaming. It was a lot more people just kind of like sitting on the edge, like with their, arms up and just kind of soaking in the Florida sun. It was super, super chill, but just super nice and a lot of good people watching. So I'm going to go with, and it's, you're looking around those buildings looking like, Del Coronado in San Diego, looking beautiful. Yeah. So, all right. This one, second to last pick. This is your last pick.
My last pick, and I got like 5 loaded. So I'm like really struggling to know which one I'm going to go with. I feel like I'm going to hurt some feelings for some of these pools, but I got to go with like a new favorite. And I kind of don't even want to say it, even though I know a lot of people are familiar with it because the main pool is under construction right now. So a lot of people are having to use this as their pool option. And that's the leisure pool at the Contemporary Resort. And Mike, you've been there with us.
Yes.
We actually owned the pool. Every time I've been there, I've been the only group there, knock on wood. But it's just this awesome, like huge circular pool. And it sits like out on Bay Lake. It is like so quiet. And you can just see the boats going by. You catch some breeze. You're just looking at Bay Lake. And it's quiet again. And it's just, there's something about it. And they have like cabanas there too. So if you want to get a cabana, but you don't really need a cabana because it's always no one there. It is like the most laid back, chill pool of all time. It's got an odd shape with that huge circular thing, but I like it. And here's my tip. If you're there at night and you face like Bay Lake Tower, the building, if you position yourself in between the Contemporary and Bay Lake Tower, you can watch the Magic Kingdom fireworks from the pool. It's so awesome.
You're right. That's a great tip. And that's kind of why we did the show. I mean, the draft is fun, but hopefully you're going to get a nugget or two that helps you on your next trip. That's kind of the goal, sneaking it in there. That's a good tip. Okay, so that's yours. Now here's my final pick. And I can't believe this one didn't come up, but I held off on it. It's the Boardwalk pool.
Yeah.
Because it's got what used to be the Keister Coaster. I forgot what they renamed it. What did they rename that thing?
I can't remember.
It's still the Keister Coaster. It's that.
I know they didn't they spell it wrong at one point too? Like I remember it was blowing up on social media.
Maybe it is the Keister Coaster now, and it was something.
I think that's the new name of it. Yeah,
it was.
And they originally had the IE and EI like backwards.
I before E except after C or something. Anyway, it's like that Coney Island wooden roller coaster, like looking slide, and it's just fun looking and fun to ride as well. Also, I mean, the pool itself is just a basic pool other than that awesome slide. It's just it's a big pool. But that bar area,
the libations bar or whatever. Yeah, that bar is awesome.
And it looks like a big carousel, right? It looks just like a gigantic carousel, which is just fun. It fits into the theme. It just looks cool. And there's plenty of chairs there. You're right on the that little waterway that takes you to the studios. You can kind of look out over the Swan and the Dolphin as you're in the pool there, kind of on that side of kind of close to the villas at the boardwalk. And it's just it's obviously not Stormalong Bay, but it's definitely a fun pool. So there. Okay. So real quick. So as we wrap up the pool draft, recap our 5 picks, and then we'll move on to the next topic.
Yeah. So since I went first, we'll start with mine. I had Stormalong Bay. We had the Dig Site, the Polynesian Leisure Pool, the Sandcastle Pool at Old Key West, and the Contemporary Leisure Pool. That's a pretty solid group of 5 there, I'd say. But yours isn't too shabby there either. You had the Polynesian Main Pool. You had the the Wilderness Lodge featured pool, the Pirate Pool at the Caribbean Beach, the Grand Floridian feature pool, and then the Boardwalk feature pool. So you went all feature pools, and they're all fantastic. They all have slides. Very good. Sorry, Hippy Dippy Pool. I wanted to put you in there just for fun, being a value, but you just couldn't make the cut this time. Maybe next year.
I did too. And we didn't Jumbo House feature pool.
I know. There's so many. Riviera's pool. There's so many in my.
I've been in the Riv pool, so I really don't have first-hand knowledge. You have though, have you? You're right.
Yeah. They're great.
Looks cool.
I like the leisure pool better, but
yeah, the leisure pool does look cool there. Okay, so you're gonna vote on these. So just let us know on Twitter who won the draft there and the pools. Okay, next lounges. So
You
we
go
were
first this
going-
time then.
Yeah. So, man, I'm not a huge drinker, so this one's gonna be a struggle for me. But I'm gonna go by. I'm gonna try to.
Well, just think about atmosphere and things like that, not
I'm gonna try
necessarily
to get
like
people
rating
to,
the
I'm gonna try to
cocktails.
get people to win. I'm going to go for the win. I know what people will want. I'm going to give the people what they want. My friend, I'm going to go with what I'm going to try to take. Here's the deal. Like if I'm, the Packers, right? I'm just going to take whoever the Vikings want. You know what I'm saying? Just to be a jerk. So here we go. With the first round pick of the Lounges draft, Mike Rallman takes the Gurgling Suitcase over to
Oh, pain.
it only holds 2.5 people, but
That's why it's the best.
I know totally. It's not going to be at the top of anybody's list. This is like picking a kicker in your first round. You get kicked out of your fantasy football league. However, Scott wanted this one. No, I'm just kidding. I think this one is super, super cool. It's very kitschy and it's very much a sleeper, but I am just intrigued by this place. Just the name, the Gurgling Suitcase. And it fits into the perfect theme of Old Key West. You're just passing through, you're part of the community. You're just going to hang out and hang with the bartender. And Scott, because you would know better, like, do they have good drinks there? I mean, is that a good option?
Yeah, I mean, they have like you have your beers. They have like the same menu that you would have at Olivia's, for drinks, and you can order some good food there too. You can order off the menu usually from
Yeah.
Olivia's, which is a win too. But
Hang on, look, see, I already got Jennifer. Look at this. I know what I'm doing.
yeah, bravo, Mike. You stole. I was hoping to take the Gurgling at like number 3.
I know.
But man, you went number 1 with it. That's why I love these drafts.
I know.
So good.
Okay, so who's your number one pick in the?
I almost want to take one from you now, just out of spite. This is going to be a spite pick.
I have another one that I really want.
I have one I really want, but I'm actually going to take another one just because you hurt me. I'm going to hurt you. And it's not really hurting me because I love this lounge anyway, but I'm going with the tune-in lounge at 50s prime time.
Where you can
I know you love getting your not only like alcohol, you can get your shake there, which you tend to do or did back in the day. I don't know if you still can or not.
I've heard both ways. I don't know for sure.
But it's a great place, great bartenders too. That's another thing about a lounge. Like if you're going like solo or whatever, you just go up, you grab a stool, you interact with the cast member. These are some of the most fun people to talk to. Because they're just talking to people and guests all day, and they're usually in a pretty good mood, hanging loose, having a little drink or two. So love the bartenders there too, and the serving team. But I'm gonna go with the tune-in lounge. It is a cool themed place that I just like hanging out at.
I like it. Okay, so I'm not gonna win this. If I get the right kind of person, they might vote for my list. We'll see. I'm only at pick number 2. My pick number 2. This doesn't even have walls. So I went from a place that is tiny, it's the size of a closet, to a place that doesn't even have walls. I'm going with the Pedals Pool Bar.
Oh, I love that place.
It's just cool, right? I mean, it's like there's always, and this is why I love pop. There's like always action. Like there's always like it's kind of chaotic, but this is where you see like the parents that are just like, oh my God, my kids have almost killed me for the last 14 hours at the Magic Kingdom. Please, I don't even care what the bartender. I don't care what you make me, just make it a double. Yeah, and I don't even know what that means, but they need a drink. And they sit there, sit in the tables around there with their friends and just hang out. They don't care, but they're having a good time. The bartenders seem very friendly there. And it just looks cool with the theme of Pop Century. So Pedals Pool Bars.
I love Pedals. I spoke with a bartender for a very long time there once, and they're like, what do you want to know? What secrets do you want to know? Like, you look like a veteran. Like, I got some deep secrets I can tell you. You want to know stuff about Spaceship Earth, Haunted Mansion? It almost felt like a Walt Disney World bus driver because some of the stuff I just like didn't believe, but It was good. Like, Pedals, nice win, Mike. I love that bar.
All right, cool. That's good. Okay,
so I promise my theme isn't like that the name has to have lounge in it. It just seems that way so far, but I'm going to go with my next pick with basically really a steal at number 4 in this draft. Number 2 for me, the Nomad Lounge at Animal Kingdom.
Good call. Home of the Leaping Lizard.
Leaping Lizard. And I'll just never forget that first time we were there. Like it was like during a rainstorm. I mean, it was just
you were there the whole time. But
unfortunately, we had a couple pre-teenagers that wanted to go ride Everest, and I was like the person that had to go ride with them in the pouring rain. So that was unfortunate for me. But we just got a whole bunch of tables, a bunch of chairs together, and like Mike, I think that might have been before a cruise too. So we're like in a really good mood that night too, and it was just a cool place to just chill. Great cocktails, great food. I know we have a lot of our friends, Mike, that You know, we talk about rope dropping lands and parks. A lot of people rope drop this lounge a lot because they want to get that good seat on that porch. Just a beautiful place to hang out and just people watch, you know, people coming in and out of Pandora there. Just an awesome place to hang out.
I agree. So I'm trying to think of my next one here. Where am I going to go? So I don't know if it's considered like a lounge or like a restaurant. So you have to give me a ruling on this one.
Okay.
What about Rick's over at Coronado? Is that a restaurant? It's like it's kind of too big to be a lounge, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of big because I'll give it to you though if you want.
Okay, no, okay, skip it. That's too big. It's a restaurant because
I would kind of call that a restaurant.
It's kind of big. Let's go with. I'm going with the River Roost over at Riverside.
Ooh, I like. Yeah,
because obviously Yeehaw Bob performs there Wednesday through Saturday nights, so you get really awesome entertainment there. I mean, he's unbelievable. He's a Disney legend, but it's just a good place, you know, to kind of chill even when he's not there. Even when the ruckus isn't going on, you can go in there and get a drink and chill out. We saw people trying to get some work done there, and we saw some cheer moms getting their drink on after they sent their kids on the bus over to Wide World of Sports to prepare for their competition. So serves a lot of purpose. I think it's kind of cool, you know, probably seats maybe 50. It's kind of a decent size, but River Roost.
Yeah, that cheer mom experience was something else for me. You're like, oh, like I'm a pro at this. I know all about it.
100%. Yeah, they're all crying and choking up, and then they're getting their drink on before the competition so they can get through it. Yeah, totally.
Yep. Cool. I'm going back to the Hollywood Studios. Must be the home for lounges at this park. And I'm going with what probably would have been my number one, but now I'm getting at number 3, which is pretty sweet. I'm going with the Brown Derby Lounge.
Oh, good call.
Like, I just remember there was a princess weekend. Emily was coming down later in the trip, like when my in-laws was just me and Liz, and we just hung out there on a beautiful February afternoon. It was like a Saturday, the day of the 10K. And we just people watched, had some cocktails for 2 hours. Like, there's something about that spot. And back then they were like do like Star Wars parades were kind of come up like Hollywood Boulevard there. So you can kind of like see some parade stuff too. It's just a really cool place. Great atmosphere. So I'm going with the Brown Derby Lounge, number 3.
That's a great spot. Because you're right. You got location, you have theming with old Hollywood. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Here's mine. Tamboo.
Now that you got like an old fashioned drink, you got to start coming to more of these lounges.
Dude, I'm so fancy now. Mine is Tamboo Lounge. Pick number 4. Polynesian lobby right next to Ohana as you're waiting to get your meat sweats on, or you're waiting to go to Kona and get when we get your big kahuna, hopefully you're getting dinner. But they have a big TV there as you're kind of waiting. You can kind of watch some sports as you're waiting. But the Tamboo Lounge, the back scratcher, I think, is a signature.
Back scratcher and the Lapu Lapu, the big pineapple drink. Yep. Yeah, those are good. There you go. I remember we were hanging out there before after like a marathon. We had a big Lizards group there, and we were watching like a playoff game over there too. That was kind of fun. Good spot. You can get crowded over there because it's so good.
Yes. But very good. And the Polynesian's always just fun to be. Yeah. You just want to be there. Okay, 4th pick for the lounges for you.
So that was a great Polynesian pick, Mike. But I'm going to one-up you, in my opinion. I'm going to go to Trader Sam's as the pick. Polynesian.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
It's just awesome. It's just like a rowdy place. You know, I know you've been there, and it's just fun, right? Like you hang out, like it's dark in there. The cast members are wild. The drinks are cool. They're a little pricey. I will say the drinks can be a little pricey there, especially if you get a mug, but the mugs are so cool. You know, like I could just see that display you have behind you would be great for some Trader Sam mugs. You know, it's perfect for it. So good atmosphere. Even if you don't get in the lounge and you go outdoors, there's a cool waterfall back there. Sometimes there's a musician playing like a ukulele. You know, it's pretty cool. So got to go with Trader Sam's.
That's a great pick. That is better than mine because Tamboo Lounge is the old school. Trader Sam's is the new improved version of that. So now this one I've never been to, but I've only heard good things. And again, I'm trying to appeal to the masses to at least get one vote so I don't get shut out. And I'm going to go Enchanted Rose at the Grand Floridian. People like it. Pam Forrester loves it. It's her favorite lounge, she says. And she used to love Territory Lounge. That was one of her jams. But she's moved on to Enchanted Rose. Now, I heard it was better when it was
Misner's.
Misner's, yeah. But I've heard that it's pretty good, and people it's building a following. So that's good. So I'm gonna go with that one is my final pick to round out my top 5 lounges.
That's a solid pick, Mike. I was actually gonna pick that as my number 5.
I don't drink very much, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to appeal to the masses here.
Yep. So for my 5th, like I've been in the theme parks and the deluxe resort, so I'm gonna go to a moderate resort just to like spread it out, have some variety, like because you got pedals in there, which I thought was great. I'm gonna go to the Caribbean beach and go to that Hannah Banana, I believe is what it's called, isn't it? Or Banana Cabana? I can't remember.
But when Hannah's around, it's the Hannah Cabana.
Yeah, exactly. I'm missing, and I might be mixing it up with Hurricane Hannah's, which is also a great lounge, kind of barish area at the yacht club. But yeah, I'm going with that one. I remember having a great time hanging out there after like a meal at Sebastian's. I know you tried to do like even like a race registration from there once for Wine and Dine before.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So cool spot to hang. So Banana Cabana, like whatever it's called. There's a banana and there's a cabana somewhere in there.
I think that's it. Okay, so recapping our lounge picks. I had the first pick, so go through my 5 and then your 5, and then we'll put these out on social media for you to vote for.
Sounds great. You stole my favorite right off the bat with the magnificent gurgling suitcase. And then you went with Pedals Pool Bar, number 2, the River Roost, Tambu Lounge, and wrapped it up with the Enchanted Rose. Solid. That's some nice. If you wanted to do like a bar hopping day, that would be good. You would be like feeling tired at the end, but that would be really good. I went with the Tune In Lounge, No Man Lounge, Brown Derby Lounge, Trader Sam's, and the lounge that I don't know how to pronounce or know the order of the names, Banana Cabana.
I love it. I love it. All right, so we're 2/3 of the way home. We're going to the last draft of the day. And it's going to be for the extinct experiences / people at Walt Disney World. So, and it could be an attraction. It could be a show. It could be a person. It could be an animatronic. It could be a promotion. It could be any experience or person that has expired at Walt Disney World. So this one could be fun. And then again, you guys can throw yours in on social media too. So if you have a top 5 list, like who would you draft it against yourself? Let us know. This is all just for fun. So you got the first draft. You have it. Let me hit the thing. Let's do it.
The pressure of the first draft, like you don't want to mess it up, like you're going to be criticized so much for it. And where I'm picking an old Epcot attraction. And some people are like, why didn't you go with this one? But I'm going to go with World of Motion because.
Wow. That's again, like picking a kicker, but I
know it kind of is, but like, Mike, you don't know how many hours of Magical Mouse radio that I listened to that soundtrack, like every little like clip with the funny like car noises or whatever. Right. I just listened to hours of that back in the day at my job working, and I always just said like, man, I wish I could have experienced that attraction. Like we have Test Track now, which is like the complete opposite. It's like so fast. It's like 2 minutes long or whatever, 4 minutes long. But this is like a really long, slow moving attraction, through like the motion of
motion.
Well, the motion. I don't know. I was trying to explain it. But it was really in the title, the World of Motion, right?
You were like, there it is, World of Motion.
It's just World of Motion. Like you don't have to explain it any other way. It's in the title. But yeah, I know that might not be the most popular pick. Like you said, I'm going with the kicker, but something about that attraction I wish I really would have experienced.
Me too. That and Horizons, both right next door to each other, man. Yeah, I feel like I'm not a real Disney fan because I didn't get to do either. I should have. Okay, that's a great pick though. So this one is so like broad. I love it because there's a million things you could pick from this one. And so for my first pick, let's gotta do this one more time because I spent the time putting it on the board. I'm going with the Year of a Million Dreams.
Yeah.
Because the thing was, it didn't matter what park you were going to, and we could be just hopping in to get dinner. Every time I thought I was either going to win DVC or my bags were packed to stay in Cinderella Castle. I am not kidding. I always was. Maybe this is just like how my personality is. You're probably the same way. I know you. Like I always thought I was going to win. You'd see those people in their khakis and they're like blue, like light blue, like button-up shirts, and they'd have like that sling bag, that little black, bag.
Oh, yeah.
And Paige was like obsessed. Like she'd see them like start walking towards the exit of Haunted Mansion. She'd be like, we got to get in line for Haunted Mansion. I'm like, by the time we get through that ride, by the time we go through the line and then ride, they're going to be long gone. I don't care. So we'd have to ride it. because obviously before, you had to get schedule everything. You just got in line and wrote things back then.
Mhm.
But it was just the optimism, and we won little things. We won ears. We won. Mallory got to go up into the control center for a small world and got to wave to the people and got to,
So
she got
cool.
a certificate. I mean, it was nothing,
Like,
but
that cost them nothing to do that. Not to go on a rant, but like those things cost them nothing, and it's memories you're talking about so many years later, right?
20 years later. And I mean, she was just waving to the people. She got to be the, cast member for the hour, and it had her name and the date. And
so cool.
She got to drive Small World. It was so fun. But it was just like a continuous optimism of the year of a million dreams. It was so cool. God, if they could bring that back. And they could. And it was just, it just made me happy.
I never got to experience that. That was before my time. And I hear you and talk about it. I know you talk about a time where you like got something and Ricky didn't, like you were in line right before or something.
Yeah. We all got it. It was the Mouse Fest, our first, like right as the podcast started, last attraction before I had to drive home. We're walking off Peter Pan. And they're standing there. We call them I call them the Dreamers, like the Dream Squad.
I call them like the Dream Team, like the old Olympic basketball team.
Yeah. But they were standing there, and so we didn't know it, of course, because like you can't see at the exit of because you get off your boat there on Peter Pan, right? And you get on that conveyor belt and just kind of walk off. And so we're just all, and it was a bunch of us, like Jay and Michelle, I think, from down Boynton Beach, a bunch of us, Jackie from back in the day. There's just a bunch of listeners. And we just all got off, and like, this was my last ride. Had to go home because I had to drive home because I had to teach the next day, or I had to be home. And so, boom, they're standing there and they're handing out these Dream Fast Passes. So it was like a plastic card that had these little tabs for like all the big rides in the Magic Kingdom. Fast Pass, ride anything. And I had to, and I didn't. This was, I swear, this was before I saw them. I got in front of Ricky just because I was talking to somebody. And like they only have like they had like an accounting firm, I think, that said, okay, like Peter Pan 157, you get 7 passes to give away the next 7 people. And like I was 7, Ricky was 8, and she was hot. And like I was not giving it to her because I wanted it as a souvenir. Like I'm sorry. Like
isn't that what you brought to the 50th anniversary?
Yeah, it's back there hanging on the shelf because it's pristine still. But anyway, that was way too long. But yeah, Year of a Million Dreams, my first round pick. Pick That's 2 for you.
So how much I love something that's actually about to go away in a couple of weeks, but I'm going to bring something back that was the version before it, and I'm bringing back Illuminations to Epcot.
Dude, that was going to be my other first round pick.
I had to get it in before you did because I love Illuminations as much as I love Harmonious. I really do, but like Illuminations was so magnificent, and I don't even know what more I can say. Like, we're probably already going long, so I'm just going to say, let's just bring back Illuminations in the globe. It was so awesome, and I got chills. Like, I would just get chills every time, like near the end, like when the final torch would be seen, like in the middle of the globe, and then they shoot off like the 360 like shots.
You don't have to tell me, man. It was the best.
I would get goosebumps. It didn't matter if it was my 500th time watching it. I got goosebumps every time. I even get them when I listen to the soundtrack because I can picture it, So Illuminations is, and mine. It's weird I put it below World of Motion. World of Motion was just kind of like a jokey kind of thing, but Illuminations number 2.
So I'm trying to think of like if they've ever been in the NFL, like where somebody's drafted the quarterback and then they're running back, like right after them, because that's what I'm doing right here.
Okay.
So second pick, I'm bringing back Tapestry of Nations. I love that parade because they went perfect together. It was the perfect night at Epcot, and that parade was so awesome because it was the percussion, the and they perform it live on these floats where the drums rotated and the big like carnival type crazy looking puppet things that were attached to the cast. It was awesome. And they would like shake hands with little kids. Oh man. And it brought the World Showcase Promenade to life. It was awesome. And then you got, the torches would come around the lagoon, and then you knew Illuminations was coming up once it got dark. Oh, perfect night.
I love that soundtrack. Never got to see that too, unfortunately. You're like,
dude.
Yeah. Picking great things I've never seen before. And like,
by the way, real quick, shout out to Allison, who's tuned in live on Facebook as she's at her local Mexican restaurant with a margarita in hand. You are doing it right.
Nice.
Good. Pick 3.
So my pick 3 is something that was kind of relatively new. It was just kind of like starting, and it just hasn't come back. So I'm going to call this, non-existent at this point. And that was like the monorail, like highway in the sky, like dine around, where you would like start at the wave. You would hang out in the lounge, you have a cocktail, then you would just take the monorail around the resort and go to lounges and have dinner. And then they put you to a special private place to watch Wishes at the end. It was so cool, Mike. It was a little pricey, but like it was just a cool way to experience like all the monorail resorts and like some of their finer like offerings, like with the lounges and the food, and then you got the private fireworks show at the end, like right there at the Contemporary Resort. So very cool experience. It was very limited too, so it was only ran like a couple days a week with like a group of 20. It was so small. You got to eat like in a private area at Citrico's. It was so cool, and man, I wish they would bring that back. But a very cool experience.
Yeah, very few people got to experience that. I mean, very, very few. I mean, probably
it was one of those where I had to book at like 180 days plus. Like I had a 6-day reservation. Day 180 came, and I was booking that at the end of my trip. That was the only way you could get it.
Yeah, I bet you there's less than 5,000 people total that's done it. I mean, probably way less than that, honestly. I mean, like if you think of Illuminations, probably hundreds of thousands have seen that.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Okay, that's a good pick. My next pick number 3 for me is going to be. Nelson said, never heard of that. I would love to do that. Sorry. Pick number 3 for me is SpectroMagic at the Magic Kingdom.
There it is.
I've won 2 nighttime parades out of my.
You could almost go a third, if you know what I mean.
I know, but I'm just saying these things were that good. I mean, these are my things. Like it was the essence of where you believed in the magic. It brought the stories to life, and it, you had fun all day in the parks, right? But then at night, you kind of you're getting an ice cream. You're just wrapping up your day. It's kind of cooled off. It's dark. You're reflecting on how much fun you had with your family throughout the day. And you're sitting there, and then here come all your favorite characters just right to you, just rolling by. Cinderella's going to wave to your daughter, and you're going to see these scary trumpeter people, and the dancing ostriches, which will be dancing in your nightmares. 3 hours later at Coronado Springs. Either way, it was still awesome. The music was just magical. It still just lives in my heart. I love it. SpectroMagic, 3rd pick. What you got?
You're 3 for 3 on things I never got to experience, and I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous I didn't get to do those. So this might hurt me in the draft picking. I'm not even like World of Motion might not even hurt me. This one might, because it's not for everyone. But my goodness, I would pay so much to have Wine and Dine Race Weekend once again be a night race. Where you went to a party afterwards. I just want to run Disney Night Race. I'm going to just call it Wine and Dine because that was the best part of the theming of that race was that you did it at night. You had the 5K that morning if you wanted to do like the jingle, whatever it was. And then you did like the night race, later that day. So a night race half marathon. I just want that back so bad, Mike. You have no idea.
Yeah, and just you could go with that one. Just all bring back the races that were night races at night. So you could bring back
even like the Tower of Terror, right? Yeah,
Tower of Terror 10 miler,
Expedition Everest 5K. Like
yeah, so that's all yours.
That was like. Yeah, I mean, I love Run Disney now. I know I'm taking a little break from it, but like that to me, Mike, that was when Run Disney was at its peak.
Me too.
It was so good.
Yeah, I mean, it was really. I mean, is like somebody that was a runner though. It was hard, right? Because it was like hard to schedule your meals. Like, okay, when do I got to make sure, because you don't want to eat like something heavy at 6. If you're running at 10, like it's easier to run at 5 in the morning because you're obviously not going to eat for the 5 hours before because you're gonna be asleep. But yeah, it was the environment was like a party. It was because everybody was just like, yeah, man. It's like, everybody's hyped. Like you've been going all day. You're like on adrenaline at that point.
Yeah. So awesome.
Oh my God. It's a good pick. Okay. My 4th pick is going to be Streetmosphere, folks.
I was going to pick that.
Especially at the studios, but I'm also talking, and I'm just throwing them all together. Main Street USA. So like the mayor, the firemen,
remember there was the guy like that had the pins, like something Sanderson or whatever. Like he would just like had like a lanyard of pins that went down to his ankles, and he would like pin trade with you. That guy was so awesome too. He was on Main Street.
I think he was unofficial.
He was just a local guy just hanging out. Yeah,
I think it was Six Flags. No, I don't know. That's funny. I have no idea who you're talking about.
I'll look him up. He had a cast member badge. I don't know if it was official or not, but. Oh, you're right. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just think that was one of those things, right? When you've had your fill of doing Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror. You don't want to be dropped. You don't want to be spun. You've had your your grilled cheese and buffalo chicken sandwich. You just want to chill. Like that added value to your day. And those characters were the heart and soul of those parks. The mayor of Main Street USA. Now the guy who played it passed away years ago, but the role can go on. And especially over at the studios, though, just those people who played those parts at the studios, like on Hollywood and Sunset Boulevards, they cracked me up because they would just like lure unsuspecting folks in. I didn't have to be a part of the skit, but they just like pick some dude from, Poplar Bluff, Missouri that's just unsuspecting walking down the road trying to go down to with his family to ride Tower of Terror. And all of a sudden he's in the middle, like in the middle of a movie, fake movie setup. And it's so fun to see, Bob from Poplar Bluff in this, this scene. Like I've laughed so hard, it just hurt my side. I miss that. That's what
I did too.
You should be laughing on vacation.
I remember you and I would just be hanging out. We would just watch. Yeah. Like those are some of my favorite memories for sure. And
Totally.
they are dearly missed. My
Absolutely.
goodness.
All right. Fourth pick.
My last pick.
Oh, last pick. Yes.
This is my last pick. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. Like I was going to say what I was going to pick. I was going to pick Star Wars Weekends. That's not going to be the pick because it got me thinking of something else that I never got to experience, Mike. And I wish they would bring it back because I would just love it. And there's a flashback to the past. ESPN The Weekend at Hollywood Studios.
Yes, that would be so cool.
I just remember like this was like actually like one of my first taste of Walt Disney World, like in like the media or like being advertised because I would watch like Mike and Mike back in the day, like every single morning, obsessed with it. That was part of my routine. I watch a couple hours of Mike and Mike before I go to work or whatever as I'm getting ready for the day, having breakfast.
Yeah,
and when they were. And I just remember like having the set with the Tower of Terror behind them. And I was like, dude, we got to go do this. This seems awesome. And then some of your favorite like sportscasters or like athletes and school mascots, whatever, they would all come and hang out at the studios. And how awesome would that have been? Like, did you ever get to do that?
I never did it. I did Star Wars Weekends a few times, which were awesome. But yeah, I never did it because that was really hard when you get there during school.
It was like February, it was like end of February-ish, I think, is when they did it.
Yeah, it was like during like when testing was like getting going, and you really couldn't leave then because like Star Wars Weekends were like the end of May towards the beginning of June, so like you could go like the very end of it. School was out, so that's the only reason I got to go to that. But yeah, that'd have been cool. It's a good pick. You know what Super Soap Weekends? Remember that? They did like
I don't know what that is. No,
they did a weekend just like that, but it was soap opera stars.
Really? I didn't know they did that either.
Like ABC on the soap opera section, like General Hospital and stuff like. No, it was a big. Look it up. It was called Super Soaps Weekend. It was a big deal, dude. It was a huge. Like Susan Lucci was a huge deal.
Dude, that's so awesome.
Oh, I'm telling you, dude, that was a real thing. I'm not playing with you. Okay, so I get a last pick, right?
You get a last pick.
Oh man, I got a couple things. I'm gonna go with my final pick of extinct experiences / people at Walt Disney World is going to be over at Disney Springs. I'm going to go with Disney Quest.
Ooh, I thought you were going to pick something else from Disney Springs. Okay, Disney Quest. I like it.
We're done. So what do you think I was going to pick?
The place that celebrates New Year's, Pleasure Island or whatever. Yeah,
you're right. I should have picked Pleasure Island.
You changed your pick.
I do. No, I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah.
Disney Quest though, because it was kind of ahead of its time a little bit. It gave you what it was good for. It was good for the kind of tickets you had back in the day because you had the unlimited park hopper. So you didn't have to pay extra for it if you were an on-site guest. You could just go there because it was included with your package. And so if we got a day where it was raining, just go over there and you could bounce in, bounce out for a couple hours. Mostly we would do the retro arcade games, but they had some of the very first VR games they had developed by Randy Pausch, the Imagineer who passed away at a very young age. He has that flower in Fantasyland dedicated to him. He did the last lecture. You should check that out if you've never checked it out. But they did the like virtual Jungle Cruise where you put on the like VR headsets. They had a virtual Pirates of the Caribbean where like you got on a physical raft and like you had oars and you were rowing it on this big screen. That was kind of fun. They had this I think it was called like Astro Blaster or something. It was like you got in these vehicles and you shot like playground balls at the other cars. And if you hit the targets, it would put the other cars in like a spin. So that was fun. But they had the retro games. They had like a Cheesecake Factory in there. The elevator actually, just to go up to, it was like 5 stories tall, had like the genie telling you like where you're going. And it was a cool thing. It was maybe ahead of its time. Maybe it was. I mean, it would be dated now. They'd have to update it obviously with the technology of the day, but it was a good introduction to where technology was and possibly moving forward. I loved it. I thought it was neat.
So we never did it, but you're absolutely right there. I remember on our first couple trips, Mike, we had it like in part of our package, and we were like, we almost went there once and regrettably so, I didn't go. So bummer. I wish it was still around because now it's nothing, right? I still don't, because isn't that where the NBA experience ended up going? And now it's just an empty space.
Yeah, because they tore it completely down. They tore the building down, rebuilt it for the NBA experience, which obviously neither one of us picked. And it's not there. So, but at the end, it was kind of a shell. It wasn't what it was in its prime, because it was popular when it was like when we were first starting to go. Like, it was a big deal, especially if it rained, because like everybody had the same idea, right? I mean, it's pouring because we go like in August. Nobody wants to go to the Magic Kingdom when there's like almost a hurricane. What's the one indoor thing? Disney Quest, and everybody had free admission to it.
That's right.
So that was the problem, but it was neat. It was fun. So
awesome. Well, that was a good draft. I'll recap it. Yeah, I think you might win this one, Mike. I like yours a lot. For the extinct experiences, for me, we have World of Motion, Illuminations, the Highway and the Sky Dine Around, Wine and Dine, Night Races Return, or Night Races in general, and ESPN The Weekend. Where you have the Year of a Million Dreams, Tapestry of Nations, Spectrum Magic, Streetmosphere, and the Studios, Magic Kingdom, all that great Streetmosphere, and then Disney Quest to round it up. That's pretty fun.
I do, man. If we could bring back those 10 things, we'd be in business. Put them together.
We would.
We could be the CEO for real. We know nothing about nothing.
But like, I still have like a dozen more in my head. It's funny to think how many things Disney for like about 10 years. It's crazy to think.
No. Like, an honorable mention for me would be like riding up front in the monorail. That'd be fun.
Oh, yeah. So many. Yeah. But this is a lot of fun. I like doing the draft, Mike. Thanks for having me on for this.
Oh, this was a ton of fun. We're going to do it again. I mean, we'll get some topics from folks. But here's the deal. Here's what we're carrying this on the social media. First of all, at Epscott, EPSCOT, at Be Our Guest Mike. Let us know. Tag both of us so we can both get the same message. And let us know who won each category. So we had lounges, pools, and extinct experiences. You're not going to hurt either one of our feelings. We're big boys. And also give us your 5. Give us if you draft against us, what would your 5 be in these categories? We'll retweet those. We'll share those. We might even put them out on the show as we go through this next week. And Sunday night we'll have a live call-in show. We could talk about this. We could take your feedback on all this stuff. We'll do this again, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you didn't like it, let us know. We won't do it again, but hopefully you will like it, because this is a fun way to talk about Disney stuff. So that's going to be today's show. We're going to start another week, and we'll have another show on Wednesday, listener questions, and Friday we'll have another topical show. So don't forget, our show is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. Great time to book your trip to Walt Disney World. Great discounts out there right now for Disney Visa holders as well. We still have that dining card offer out there for packages that include tickets. So just swing by the magicforless.com, fill out that free no obligation quote form, and an agent will get back to you right away. So check them out today at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That supports everything we do throughout the year. Thanks to everybody who does that. That really does help us with all the bills. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And a sincere thank you to the patrons of the Be Our Guest Podcast. You make all these shows possible. Couldn't do it without you. And our patrons get that bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. So if you'd like to join us, we'd sure love to have you. Coming over, patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. Again, give this guy a follow at Epscott, EPSCOT. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike, Instagram and Twitter. We want to hear your thoughts this week. We'll have a live show this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. I will be back from Disneyland, and we can talk about that, all the cool stuff happening on the West Coast. All right, time to get out of here, and we'll be back again on Wednesday. So for Scott, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Monday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
Just imagine this like three-night vacation with what we just did. So you fly down Friday, you go to ESPN the weekends, you see the Streetmosphere at the studios, and then later that night the next day you run the Wine and Dine half marathon at night. You go to Epcot the next day, you see Tapestry of Nations, you ride World of Motion, you see Illuminations. Yeah. Next day you go to the Magic Kingdom, you got the Year of a Million Dreams going on. And then you do the Highway and the Sky Dine Around for your dinner. Then you go to Disney Springs later that night and hang out at Disney Quest. Boom. That's a weekend right there.
That's like a month. That's like the ultimate Disney fan vacation. And SmackDown Outdoor says, I thought about Territory Lounge, but I've never personally been there. Now that is the one Pam Forrester loves. She loves that place. Have you been there, Scott? I've never been there.
I've been there. I think I don't frequent there. That's at the Wilderness Lodge, right? I don't hang out in that area very much. And I was going to put Geyser Point, but I almost didn't know if that counted as a lounge.
I was thinking about that too, but it's almost like a restaurant.
When you were talking about Rick's, I was like, I should probably take Geyser Point off the table.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like I thought Rick's, because Rick's is kind of but it's more like a sports bar. Like it's more
Yeah.
like a Hooters.
Same with like Three Bridges. I was like, those are kind of more like restaurants in a
Yeah,
way. So
I agree. They have too many tables. Well, this
yeah,
was fun. Good idea. This was like kind of
it was
modified.
fun.
This was great. I love this.
Yeah,
This was
yeah.
fun.
We
All
ended up
right,
going pretty long, but that's how we
I
that's
know,
how
but
we
it was
roll.
fun though. Like I loved it. Like this was so much
We were
fun.
just talking. The next thing I know, like, dang, it's like 8:15 here. Like, how did that
I
happen?
know it's so fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
see,
I'll talk to you
according to
later.
Allison, Geyser Point counts, so we kind of missed it right there. Oh well,
Well,
I
next
like what we have though. It was
I
fun.
do too. Well, Allison, hey, hope the margarita was good and the burritos were good too. So
There we go.
all right. And Sean says, Hola from Punta Cana, heading home tomorrow, direct flight to Lansing.
Oh, to Lansing, Michigan? Say what? Awesome.
Yeah, heading your way. All right. Well, say, Scott, thanks for bailing me out. I appreciate it.
No problems. Have a good rest of the day. I'll talk to you tomorrow,
I'll
man.
talk to you later. All right.
See
See
ya.
ya.
Bye, everyone.